What's up, y'all? So I'm back with another video. Staying on top of this YouTube stuff. Gotta stay consistent. That's the one social media platform that takes the most work, but I can't let that stop me from staying on track of all my goals that I'm accomplishing this year. So seeing traction on TikTok, traction on Instagram. Gotta get this YouTube back up and running. So today I am going down to Disney Springs to watch a movie called Undercard. One of my friends is in the movie. So I think it's his first time on the big screen. So, you know, gotta go support. Gonna get some nice food down there too. Maybe do a little watch browsing. They have a nice little watch store down there. Gotta make a stop first before I go to Disney Springs. And then after that, I'm gonna head to the office, get some work done over there, do that trade breakdown that I promised, and should be a nice, clean vlog. Just pulled up to Disney Springs. It's a nice day out here, man. Like, it's February and it's 80 degrees. This is how life is supposed to be. None of that cold stuff, 6 feet deep and snow and everything. Like, we don't have time for that. If we want that weather, we could just go fly there and just experience it and then come back to the Sunshine State. Like, that's what life is supposed to be like. But yeah, I'm about to get some nice food probably before the movie is until 2:15, but I want to get some nice barbecue first, so I don't have to spend a whole bunch of money inside the theaters, because I will go crazy on the popcorn and the snacks. But yeah, I forgot the name of the spot, but yeah, it looked good off of TikTok, so we'll see what that's hitting on. What the Springs look like, if you've never seen it before. It's a cool little vibe. Made it back to the car. Disney Springs is a vibe. Every single time I come here, it is a great time. Can't lie. Free admission, good restaurants to choose from, a whole bunch of desserts and stuff if you want to try that. Good shops and everything. And then they have a movie theater in there, bowling alley, all types of stuff. But yeah, mission successful. The movie was good. Lionel did his thing. I also got a jacket. I was gonna get a jacket for myself, but it was gonna get jacked for me anyway, so I bought it for Jen. And I usually don't buy myself stuff, but you know, rewarded myself with a little something. Well, crazy. I got me some headphones because my headphones broke on me for whatever reason. It was just on a plane ride from Colorado. They just stopped working, but I got me the blue Beats instead of the black ones. And let me tell you about that. They wanted to charge me $200 to basically replace them, or I could buy brand new ones for $350. And then they were like, you might as well go to Best Buy and you could get brand new ones with the warranty for $200. So I was like, all right, whatever. And then I was like, and you could trade it in. I was like, okay, cool. So I go trade it in. They're like, yeah, we'll give you $8. I'm like, 80? They're like, no, 8. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're like, yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. So whatever. I got me some new headphones. I bought me a $40 shirt. It was nice, but I mean, I'm like, I could have bought an eval. But anyway, yeah, so I'm done with the shopping till the next payout. Like, that's it. But also in Disney Springs, I saw a nice watch. It was about $4,800, but it was clean. I'm gonna probably insert a picture in here so you can see it. But yeah, it definitely had a nice watch in there. And I saw on Trading Podcast, you know, a couple successful traders talking about buying certain things when you hit certain milestones in your trading. So maybe, you know, after debts and stuff are paid off, I'll buy myself that watch, and then maybe the Cartier, and then from there buy the new car or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Disney Springs. I'm about to go hit up those crab legs though. I haven't been able to shake that thought, so we'll see. You might see footage, you might not, because I might be too invested into the food, but we'll see. About to pull up to the office, put in that work. I have to do a little bit of accounting stuff, and I have to do this trade breakdown that I promised you all. But this is the part that a lot of people don't see. Coming in on a Saturday when I could be in my bed chilling. But It's all good. You want to be great, you got to put in those extra hours, bro. 10,000 hours makes you a master of whatever you put in or whatever you want to work towards. So this is where all the money is made. Yes, sir. This is where all the money is made. I know you see it. Consistency is key. You can screenshot that. Just a little motivation. But yeah, man. About to do some work and break down this trade. All right, so I'm gonna break down my Thursday, February 27th trade as simple as possible. So right now I have on an indicator that shows the different sessions, and because I attack session highs, session lows, daily highs, daily lows, is real helpful for my strategy. One quick pointer out for the strategy: the Asia session, London session, and New York session are 3 sessions you're gonna be paying attention to. Whenever London session takes out Asia sessions, high and low before New York session, it is going to be a very, very not fun day for you to trade. You can make money in this, but it's not fun. And you have to go to a super small time frame, or you have to have very precise entries on the opposite ends of the range. Or you can trade a day where London doesn't take out Asia's high and low, and you can usually have nice one directional moves. So that's just one key pointer when you do trade it out. So what I would do is I would start down with a top-down analysis. I'll start on the daily chart, mark out the daily highs and lows, and I would also look at the session highs and lows. So I'm gonna take this off because I would just use that to mark out my levels, and then that will point out those levels. So what this is the yellow is London high, London low. The blue is Asia low. I didn't mark out Asia high because it was already taken out. And then this green box is a 4-hour bullish fair value gap. So I'll talk about that once we get into the trade. But my trade, the market offered me a good setup at, this is the 2-minute. It gave me a good setup at not 8:51. It gave me a nice, very cheap trade. If I wanted to be very picky, my stop could be at 6-point stop. And because it's pre-session, I don't expect very much volatility. I can have a tight stop, and I could target London lows. And as you can see, we hit that pretty much right at open. And it got filled at 8:54, and it took 36 minutes to hit TP. If you want to hold a little bit longer to Asia low, you can have a nice, with 5 micros, that's $1,300 you can hit. And then if you want to be a maniac and hold, well, the next TP would be consequent encroachment of this bullish fair value gap. That's $2,300. Bottom of it is $3,200. And if you're a maniac and hold to the low of day of previous day, that's about $4,000. So gave you a nice, beautiful setup off open. I didn't take that though. I wanted more confirmation because previously how the market was moving before this day, it was not doing what it would normally do. So it would create these types of scenarios, come down maybe to these lows, and then just rocket all the way up at open. So I didn't want to risk being in a trade at open. So I did take a small short here with the stop here. I wound up getting stopped out, and then I wound up hitting my target. But I went in with low size because I wanted to save my capital for the open. So this is a AMD model. It is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We kind of just chop around and accumulate. We manipulate, meaning we take out a important level, and then we wind up distributing down. So like I said, that was the first entry here. Offered another entry here, offered another entry here on this bearish order block. This is what it would look like. So on a 1-minute time frame, you can enter here. Your stop would be, your entry would be here. Stop would be at these highs, 29-point stop. And it gave you a couple different entries to enter, more than a couple. So that was an entry. Another But enough about that. So like I said, I took a short here, got stopped. Executions over here. And then I was looking for market open. So once we get to open, we see huge candles in one direction. We're just dropping 1 minute 56 point candle. Then we come back up for 55 points, and we're just creating a balance range as we drop. We're creating no inefficiencies to come tap back into. So I'm being patient. I'm really looking for first presented fair value gap, which is just the first fair value gap of the day after 9:31. And you know, we're dropping, we're heading to my drawn liquidity, but we're not giving me any entries based off of my model. I could look on a 15-second, but this price is just moving way too fast for me to trust a 15-second setup. So if I did do a 15-second setup, it would have to be something of an inverse fair value gap, something like that on the way down. So what I did was I just waited. We took out London lows, so I would delete this level, took out Asia lows, whatever. It's making me delete the fair value gap. But we took out Asia lows. That would be taken off. Okay, cool. And then I'm looking for the next entry. And this entry here, this is actually the entry I took. So there's a fair value gap here, but it's not a meaningful one to me. There's a tiny gap here, but I don't want to enter off that. And look, we kind of disrespect it. So this is telling me, all right, the gaps aren't really going to be the best thing to enter off of. Maybe an order block. So order blocks are like the series of up close candles going down, or a series of down close candles. You put the top of the order block there. So I'm looking for those types of entries on the way down towards my draw liquidity, which is previous day low. And my first presented fair value gap that I would look for is this. So there's this here, and then there's also this order block up here, and then your stop really could go above this high right here. And I also looked on the 2 minute, and we created a order block here that we wound up tapping into. Again, here's the entries. Yeah, this is the entry I got in, and then I took profit. I took one off the table at halfway point here of the bullish fair value gap. So this is the 4-hour fair value gap. If we were to bounce on that day, it would be at that level. It would be at this level. So we come back to tap this inefficiency to go higher, but that's not the case. We came back in here and we started failing through it. So that gave me confidence to hold longer, but I did take one off the table and then move my stop to a protected high. So I got in here, and then once we came down here, really I could add here, but I didn't want to do all that. I held my, took profits here, put my stop in profit right here. So now it's a lot easier for me to hold and manage the trade. So I just let the trade run. We consolidate a little bit, and then we start tanking, and we take out previous day low. And that is pretty much the trade. Like is that straightforward. The whole setup is mark out your session highs and lows, have your draws on liquidity, wait for your macro times. Keep in mind 9:50 to 10:10 and 10:50 to 11:10. Those are the two macros in the time frames that I trade, and that will tell you a lot of the information you need to know. Another thing, I like to have the new day opening gaps, new week opening gaps on my charts. That's what these lines are. So the blue is a new week opening gap. The red is a new day opening gap. So there's a couple different reasons for a price to drop. So this is another reason why I was confident for just holding and letting it fall through. And after we sweep those levels, I got out here, and we start flirting into the new week opening gap, sweeping these lows again, and then we kind of just stay in this range for the rest of the day. So that's pretty much the trade. Nothing too fancy, nice and straight to the point. So as promised, I gave you the video breakdown, and that's one of the strategies, entry models I use. Even if you memorize this video to the T, it's still gonna take practice. You have to also adapt to different market conditions. Sometimes the market wants to expand, sometimes it wants to contract. Sometimes it's low resistance liquidity runs and it's just nice clean runs. And sometimes it's high resistance liquidity runs and it's a lot of back and forth action. So you have to understand and adapt to different systems, different conditions. You have to practice, get a whole bunch of screen time. And I'm gonna get a lot more of these videos out. I'm gonna aim for about a video a week on YouTube for now. I'll keep pumping out the Instagram and the TikTok content. But for now, I'm done for the day. Trading wise, I have to get to this tax stuff. How fun on a Saturday, putting in 7 years worth of tax stuff. But, you know, that's what I'm on. And shout out to MBU. You know, we ran it up on this day, on Thursday. Malik, Marcus, and Austin, we did our thing. Everybody ate. They traded options, I traded futures. But eventually I'm gonna open up MBU to have it be to where it's like a free Discord type thing. A lot of people could bank, and it's not a signal group, but it's just a whole bunch of like-minded individuals that's out here trying to get it in the market. So until then, I will see you all in the next video, and trade safe.